Hello for day 19. We have made it. We are here. Who can believe it? It seems to have come around very, very quickly. Without any further ado, though, I'm going to bring Brad into the studio and on screen with me to celebrate day 19. How are you, Brad?
Hey, Kimberly, I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, we made it. That doesn't seem like 19 days ago.
It was funny. Week one, I swear I thought, my gosh, we're going to do this for 19 days. I felt a long way off. But then this last week, it always just goes so quickly, doesn't it?
It does, and I think it was the same when we were actually out on the road as well. Those last couple of days are just a bit of a blur.
I think that's called exhaustion and a lack of
All right.
caffeine. Or was it too much caffeine? Once we started hitting the Blue Mountains and there was a cafe every few kilometres, I do remember hitting a few shots of caffeine pretty significantly over these last few days.
On the
Wonderful,
top.
Reggie. So you
Yeah.
go.
No. Yours.
I've got a few. I've actually collected a few pictures from the last day that I don't know. A couple of them you've definitely seen because they're quite famous photos. But there's a couple that I don't know if you've looked at recently. So I'm going to be asking you your thoughts that were going on during those photos. So I will put them up in a minute. Okay. So did you see the fantastic little bit of footage? I've got to slow down in my speaking and form whole words. Did you see the collage that Leanne put together today?
Wonderful.
I
Absolutely
thought
fantastic.
I thought we might start by actually seeing if I can get that up on the screen and playing for everyone. It's brilliant. Leanne, who's been doing our digital marketing this year, has put together a collage of all the different photos from the last 19 days into a very quick bit of footage that we will circulate. But I thought everyone might like a peek, little sneak peek. That's what they're called, a sneak preview. Ready? Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if way you move. Okay. It's just not playing with me, this whole video thing, is it?
No, we probably have to look at what we can do in that. But yes, it doesn't like playing nicely, does it?
No, that's just so mean. Oh, this will go up in the Facebook group, so I'm just. No, I'm going to remove it. I don't want it spoiled. Next year we got. By then we might actually know how to run the tech and have it supported because it's. I suspect it's a lot to do with the fact that I am on satellite and on Wi-Fi, and so next year we'll probably try and host it somewhere that's plugged into proper internet, I think. Okay, so next thing sorry, you go.
We've got proper internet.
As all depends on where the clouds are and the stars and satellites and everything else, and then we get given a little bit of internet, so it's all good. Now, there's been a lot of activity on the Facebook page today, obviously in the Facebook group, and there's been just lots and lots of amazing comments from people, and I thought I'd read a few of them out because it's really wonderful and I'd love your thoughts on them, Brad. So you might have seen I put a photo up. Welcome to day 19. How is everyone feeling? Michael Brewer was the last one to post, and he said, my knees decided to let it be known that they were hurting in the last couple of kilometres on my last run today. So we've all been there, but he's finished his 130K. And Kay Sherlock has finished her 130. Yvonne has done hers. Janine Becker, she's out there at Traralgon. Is that how you pronounce it? Today wearing her RAV gear, finishing off her personal target. Poor Holly is not going to make her 200, and we've all been there, Brad. Have you ever DNF race?
I've done 2 in my life, yes.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere DNF means you did nothing fatal. As long as you learn from it. I think a DNF is not really a I think it's a good learning opportunity.
Absolutely, and I've always become a better runner from my DNFs. It's horrible at the time, but
it is. It feels like the end of the world at the time, but I think perspective makes it all that much better, and I think the learnings make you a smarter runner.
And 200 kilometres is a massive goal to take on. It can't be underestimated. I have been exhausted for these 19 days, ramping up to do 200 kilometres. It's a huge amount, a huge commitment.
I ended it with a nice little bushwalk today, about 7 kilometres around the Blue Gum Forest, which is down in Hornsby. So, I've managed 3 days of running, 4 days of walking. It's just trying to mix that up to try and keep my legs a bit fresher. But it's a long, long way. Not as long as 1,300 kilometres, but someone ran all right.
Someone was a little bit fitter back then. Maria, who you remember did her first 100K right at the beginning of our 19 days, says, hello, Kirralie and Brad. So exciting that the end is in sight. It is, Maria. Well done on all your achievements too, my sweet. You've really set the example and the high bar for a lot of people to achieve. Let's have a look at what else that these Facebook comments are saying. Cindy Bushell, so happy for their team of 10. Together we can. They've done some amazing work over these 19 days. Michael from up in Atherton, the Ravishing Ravens, have gone above and beyond this year. Absolutely incredible. Very thankful to have the opportunity to participate in such an important and inspiring event again. And I love Debbie Culvert's comment, bloody amazing. Have a wonderful last day, everyone. Christine Smith, fabulous 5.42 Ks to go. And Vanessa Betty, who has been with us for quite a number of years now, not liking my joggers or closed-in shoes, but need to wear it because of the 2 blisters from Saturday's massive walk, 48.88 kilometres.
Wow, that's a good effort.
That's a whacking big walk. And I remember seeing photos from her team that she actually finished the team off at Luna Park. So she actually walked in the real world at Luna Park to finish her team and get them across the line. So very cool. Very cool. Who else have we got here? Amanda Callahan. I know she's pulled a very big personal first during this. I did a 27-kilometre slow down. I did a 27-kilometre run on Sunday and made it to 130 kilometres. I'm so stoked to have earned my silver medal. Just brilliant, isn't it? Oh,
certainly is.
How do you feel? How do you feel about it when you hear all those?
It's pride, and I just think everyone achieving what they set out, not everyone achieving, that's wrong, but people striving the hardest and most people achieving what they want to get is cool. It's really, really cool. It's a big effort. It's a lot of, as you said, 130K or even 5Ks for some people is a long way. I don't think we should dismiss obviously the 130, 200 is big goals, but some people that set goals to walk every day or just to do a little bit each day. And I think, I think that's the beauty of running. A lot of the time the running is against you and your goals. It's might give you a bit of bragging rights against some other people or something like that. But, it's at the end of the day, it's what you do. And that's what's important as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. So while we've got Brad talking about how he's feeling about things, I might put up some photos and let's see what Brad says. He's going, oh, was there a hidden camera I didn't know about? No, there's nothing like that. Let's add this one to the stage. There we go. So this is, we all got all the crew together at the beginning of that last day. Do you remember this moment?
I do remember that moment. Yes, I do. They're all the people who helped us get part of the RAV team to get us to Luna Park. Yes, they were. I do remember that day. It was a bit of a cold morning. We walked down from St Leonard's, I think, or Tarman, down the highway. Yeah, it was wonderful to meet some of those people, because I mean, people like there's a couple who've been out on the road with us all the way. There's a couple who joined us along the way, and there's a couple who looked after the back end for us and all the comms and bits and pieces in Sydney while we were there. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. The person that is missing from the photo is Bert, but I think he was taking the photo at the time, who was also out there crewing with us. So
yeah, true.
Yeah,
yes,
really special gathering of people. So as much as you only ever see a couple of people in the photo, there was a whole crew of people that actually enabled the event to progress, as well as all, there was lots of other people that came and joined us out on the road as well, but this was the core team that made things happen. So very special group of people.
Except you're also missing Tuck in that picture.
Tucky, his lead's there. He is there. I can see his lead around Rebecca.
I can't see him.
Taxman. Oh, that's really mean of me. Let's see if he's in any of the others. I don't think so. When was this photo? Do you remember this
one? Down the Carl Expressway.
You're looking very animated. Why were you so animated in this photo, Brad?
It was real. I mean, obviously we're there, but the Opera House was just just in front of us there, and the finish line was probably about 500 meters up the road. I think there's some ravers there, some people some mountain people or something like that. I can't exactly remember. Sorry.
No, you're right. You've got it exactly right. We're sitting there talking about hooly dooly, I think were the actual words used. That's the actual Opera House. We're here. We were just trying to take it all in. There was people walking up and down Rathers, and other people obviously, but walking along the pathway. And so we stopped to have a good chat of them. I remember it was some of the Port Macquarie crew that are still with us today.
Yes, very much so.
It took on a very surreal quality, didn't it? It was hard to take in that we were actually there. So it was, pretty special. Now we have I've put in a photo of down near the water's edge. So what was going on in this picture, Brad?
This is the sand ceremony. So back end of Rebecca and Kate and you and I, and there's back end of Tuck as well.
Tuck squeezed in there.
So we started the event the day before at Coburn, which is on the border of New South Wales and South Australia, and we all collected some sand from there and put it in a glass jar. And it came along with us to the run, and we distributed some of it in the water near Circular Quay. That's just near the Opera House. The Opera House is just straight ahead of us, I think. And it was a very emotional moment, as I can see you comforting Kate. It was that was a very special moment, Kiri. They were the four. This was the four plus Tuck that went all the way from one end of the state to the other end of the state. So absolutely. Very special moment. Very, very special.
And of course, the famous finish line photo.
That's a wonderful picture, that. And there's Tucky in that one as well.
Featuring Tucky and some humans that went along with him on the ride.
Very much so. And I think there's a row of ravers behind us as well.
Yes, there was lots of ravers there with it. So do you have any recollection of the feeling of that moment?
I had tears. I remember I was crying from joy, but it just tears. Just relief's the wrong word as well, because it was a bit. How were you feeling?
I know you. I'm rolling my eyes out.
Yeah, well, there you go. I had
It
tears
was
in
the
my eyes.
shock. I was in shock. I was in complete shock, absolute fatigue. I can remember we went to a cafe at Circular Quay afterwards, and I tried to drink a coffee, managed to spill most of it on me because I was so tired and so overwhelmed, and my coordination had gone. And then I fell asleep on our kitchen floor when I got home. Oh gosh, it was funny. Wonderful. Okay, so that's enough tripping down memory lane. I'll put you under enough pressure now, Brad.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Shall we have a look at some of the statistics and results that have emerged from this year's event? Does that sound like a good thing to do?
Good. Yeah, I've got some statistics as well, so we'll compare notes.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I've managed to pick up all the Brad statistics, but he may not, he might have some extra special ones. First of all, we had 179 teams register, and 2,219 participants register. So that was a really good, fantastic turnout this year. We're super, super happy with that solid result. Now, the interesting stuff is preliminary, still more kilometres to come. Have I done, this is one of yours, wasn't it? You're going, I'm going to go for the Ks.
200. You're the numbers, like your numbers. This has been good.
211,442 kilometres accrued by everyone this year. Yeah, so far. Still more to come. We're not at midnight yet. This is a preliminary result. It'll be interesting to see how much it goes up in the next 6 hours. 5.2 times around the equator. We have all walked, jogged, and ran in 19 days. That has to be a world record, Brad.
I forgot all about looking back and seeing comparing it to previous years to see what it was, but it seems to be roughly in the ballpark.
Yeah, it's about the same as last year. By the time, as you say, a few more kilometres come in over this next few days, it'll bring us about the same as last year. So we have managed to, another way of looking at it is we've gone around 55% of our way to the moon.
Yeah.
So over the course of the now 7 years, Ravers have walked, jogged or ran from Earth to the moon, back to Earth, back to the moon, and now we're back on Earth again. So that's amazing, isn't it? That's an incredible amount of distance covered.
It is an amazing amount of distance. So what other numbers do you have for the kilometres?
Oh, I don't know if I have any other numbers for the kilometres, Brad. What have I got in the next one? I've only got teams finished. Have you got more kilometre analysis, have you?
A little bit. First time I've done it, and it's quite interesting, actually. The average per team is 1,283 at this point in time. Actually, your number's a bit higher than mine because I did mine obviously a little bit earlier than yours.
Right.
So we're nearly at 1,300 kilometres. So even though some teams will not make it, the teams that have made it and gone backwards and forwards, as an average, everyone has made it.
That's amazing, isn't it? That's almost Twilight Zone stuff, isn't it? Like I wonder, that's incredible.
You can check my maths.
As if I would ever do that, Brad. I'm not that bold.
And an average of 94.83 kilometres per person. So that'll go up a little bit as well. But that's a pretty huge effort as well.
94.8, did you say?
Yeah.
Wow. That's enormous. That is enormous. And when we're doing this together, it's like, I love that idea that together we've got all the teams across the line.
Yeah, that's the bit that I found rather very bizarre. I thought, I'm going to go back and see whether that's the same for last year, whether there's something in that or not.
Wow, that's incredible. That's blown my mind. Okay, you've done it. You've found the statistic that absolutely blows my mind, because it is. It's if we allowed that sort of accruing kilometres for every team, we would have got the whole lot across the line.
Yep.
Wow.
pretty cool. That's
Wow,
really,
wow,
really
wow.
cool, actually. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so on that front, we have 92 teams finished at the moment. So obviously still more coming. There'll be more across the line in the next 6 hours. And there is quite a lot coming through Sydney at the moment. I think there's a few stressed people out there this afternoon, this evening, putting in the kilometres to make sure. So we better make sure that report keeps getting updated frequently for them.
I'll do that. There's actually 10 teams with less than 90 k's to go.
Wow.
And then
10
there's
teams. Right.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so that's, they're on 1210 and above, and then below that there's another, depending on how hard they push tonight, they might get across as well. So.
But also, so we're looking at roughly, a 56, about 60% finish rate for the challenge, and that's not unusual. It really does, I think, show just how tough this challenge is. Like it's called a challenge for a reason. So I think and for some teams, it takes a few years of having a go at it to really work out how to put together their race plan and work out how to make it happen. But I think, again, that's something that is incredibly symbolic of what we need to have happen in our communities in terms of working together and working on really difficult problems.
It's working together, and it's working together from the start. Because it's a bit like a one-day match, when the run rate goes above too high a figure towards the end, you really got to put everything in. And whereas if you start out consistently, then that makes it a little bit easier at the end. But I was always a person who waited till the last moment to do my essays at school and things like that. So I work under pressure. So.
I would never have guessed, Brad. Oh, good. But it's 19 days too. It's not even just a one-day match. It's a lot, and it's complex, and it is a lot to take on. So congratulations to those that have got across the line, and also understand that my team hasn't got across the line for the last couple of years. We've made it this year, but it's been an amazing result. So congratulations to everyone. Yeah, so let's see what I've got on the next slide. So our team of 20 podium. The Friends of the Swiss Mountain Goat came across the line first. Boat Crew 2 and the Waddling Ducks from Mount Gambier. Very, very impressive. Let's have a look then at the team of 10. What your crumpet? Do I get extra points for the accent? The amazing group of Together We Can and Happy Feet. And again, like if you're watching this and you're a team that hasn't made the finish line this year, just remember all of these teams have been at it for a while. So working out their game plan, working out how to get there, and knowing, as the Swiss Mountain Goat himself said the other day, you start out with plan A and you end up somewhere around about plan Z by the time you get across the finish line. Things never go to plan, and that's part of the learning process, is that constant adaptation and sometimes acceptance that this year is not going to be the year. But brilliant outcomes for our team of 10.
It was actually a team of 9 that finished today as well.
Oh, wow.
I forget the name, but I noticed
the results here. I can have a look for you. Team of 9 is Interrelate Northern. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, and there's another one, Out Training, Out Running, Out Living. They're a team of 9 as well. Yeah. So it's really great.
A few of the small teams, they finished over the weekend, so I suspect they were Sydney Marathon type teams. They were right. There were some big kilometres on the last, in the last couple of days.
Absolutely. Okay, let's have a look what's on the next one. Our silver podium for the 130K, Joe Birch, Sandra Hamilton and Jeanette Nestor. Do you notice anything interesting about the podium in this event?
Half of the fact that they're all women.
Yeah. Exactly. Ultra marathon, and it's all women. So
Yeah,
I'm just putting that in there. It's
great.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's increasingly we're seeing that women are podium, dominating the podiums on ultra events. Yeah, so it's yeah, Margie Lewis is going, yeah, Joe, another one from their team. And Karen King has just said, just wonderful. Seeing everyone's effort, you all rock. And she's absolutely right. Karen Whispers. Absolutely. Okay, let's see what the next one is. Ah, looky, looky. We have a new age record for the silver medal. So we don't have many records that we keep because we want it to be more about, the reason we're all here, which is working together to achieve goals. But there are some things we do need to acknowledge, isn't it? And this year we've had a new age record set in the silver. So Jennifer Richardson has crossed over the finish line and achieved her silver medal. So done 130 kilometres. Her birthday or her age as she crossed on that was 80 years and 36 days. Obviously, I happen to know Jennifer Richardson. She's on my team. I have 3 octogenarians on our team. It's a very fit team. But I happen to have some background information that Jennifer is currently training to go walk the Camino de Santiago for the first time. That's her 80th birthday present to herself. So may we all be blessed with that strength and health when we start ticking into our 80s.
Yes. Maybe still be walking when we're 80 like that as well.
Yeah, I think 80 is the new 70 or 7. Is that the way it works? It's
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Leanne O'Sullivan, our Digi Queen, is saying amazing. Yeah, really stoked for Jennifer to achieve that. So brilliant. Okay, moving on. In our gold category, a male has managed to sneak onto this podium. Leonie Montgomery from down south of Sydney there. I have had the pleasure of meeting Leonie. She's incredible, very darn fast and powerful walker and runner. Tammy Wiseman from our up in here I go again, just not fast, just furious has taken out second place, and John Walsh. So congratulations, John, as well. And I think we need to mention this guy.
Yes.
8 kilometres by an individual. Des Kirkin has taken out again. This isn't a team total. This is his personal total. I have no doubt there's still some more kilometres to be added to that this evening. 754 kilometres in 19 days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as Margie says, just wow. Des does it every year. And he just ticks along and makes it happen. And he's very much a quiet achiever. And I just love that he brings that angle to the challenge every year.
So we have a relay team if we need one, eh?
Yeah, our bags having Des on mine. Oh yeah, I'll do 1,300 Ks as a relay as long as Des does the first leg.
Des did the first leg of 754 kilometres.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Okay, let's see what I've got next. Oh, that's the end of my slides. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, Brad, we are there.
We are.
I'm going to back up here like this. So looking back, I guess I'm going to put you on the spot with those rapid fire questions now. I love putting you on the spot. What's one of been your proudest achievement with RAV?
Proudest achievement? I think the proudest achievement is just seeing everyone participate in the challenge every year. I think that's just fantastic, seeing what a community of Ravers is around us and being part of that community. Because it started off with just a few of us, if you remember, back in that first year. And I still remember driving out past Hillston, and we're getting excited about the people who were joining us as part of that challenge. And 7 years later, all of those people are still with us as well. Plus, we have a whole heap of new Ravers. So I think that's a very proud moment. I think that's just wonderful being part of that community.
I have the same feeling as when every year for those 19 days when all the Ravers come out of all the corners of Australia and join together as a community, and you get to see just these epic human beings in every walk of life. There's a rich diversity among the Rav community, but they have this very special energy about them. And like you say, I think there's something very symbolic about the fact that our total number of kilometres gets every team across the line. That's just blown me. I'm still with that. Now, this year's theme has been caring conversations. Has there been anything in particular you've learnt around that theme at all, or any sort of thoughts or reflections around the choice of that theme?
I think it's a fantastic theme. The T-shirt, this year's T-shirt, has a lot of people have commented about the T-shirt and what does it mean, and I think it encourages conversation. I actually have it on, but it was getting cold, so I needed to put my shirt on. It's just been what I thought. One of the big things for me was listening to your interviews, and when you interviewed team captains, I think you had about 5 team captains, and just how they were having the conversations in their community and how things had started in each of the different spaces. And there's no one right or wrong or way of doing things. It's just starting that conversation. And I think that's probably was a big thing for me, was that just how many different forms of conversations we can have, and how just the Rav uniform helps that sometimes, but sometimes you just need to start and do it. As I said, I enjoyed every day's interviews. We had Ollie and Lisa from NapCam, and just a bit about what was happening in their world. I love the interviews with the team captains, because I've never seen the team some of the team captains I've only spoken to on phones and things, and actually to see them and hear about their teams and how their teams interacted. That was really cool, and just how much they look after each other as well, and how much. I think it was Jeanette was talking, her team up from North Queensland, they were talking about the last kilometre together, and that's a thought which I'm going to put onto next year. Somehow I've got to try and make that work. But I sent Jeanette a note after the email, and she said she didn't realise how much it affected, how much it meant to their team until they were talking about it then. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
To think about that. So yeah, they're probably some of my thoughts. And last night's interview about the ripple effect. I think that's something we not underestimate. We don't, the power of it. I don't think we quite know the power of it. And I'm sorry, I forget the lady's name from last night, but she was in Switzerland talking about how she was having conversations with her family, her friends, and how it started with a conversation from Kerry. And I mean, it just keeps on going out, doesn't it? It keeps on moving. So.
Yeah. I think that's my thoughts align with yours, in that during this period, learning about caring conversations is, it's reminded me of the power of that ripple effect. We've been in touch with it, I guess, and it's part of why we design things the way we have with Rav. But it's just that reminder of it. It's so subtle but so powerful. And that's change. And when you harness that power, change can happen rapidly, especially when it's a change for the good. When it makes logical sense to people and it feels good, people will adapt really quickly. So that's as we move forward, particularly with this, the new era, the new project, and also developing this event, we keep thinking about that ripple effect. How do we keep building it and building people's resources and knowledge in order to do these really, really simple things? And I think that's been, for me, one of the big insights is how simple caring conversations are. You don't need university degrees and years of training as a counsellor to have them. They're actually really what most of us would call being a good friend. And it's something that we're more than capable of doing, is listening, genuinely listening, creating that space for listening, learning about what people are going through and understanding it, and then doing enough to care and support them toward an outcome that they want at a pace that they want to move at. And if we can all learn that skill, gosh, the impact that can have across the community. Because when you learn it and then practice it, someone else receives it, and then they practice it and they go, wow, that was really good. I'd like to do that for somebody else. And that's the ripple effect. It's that pay it forward effect that rapidly changes our habits and sets new norms in our community. So wonderful. I think I've run out of questions, Brad. We're here.
And how have you enjoyed the last 19 days? I'll ask you a question. There you go.
I've actually had a hoot. I've got to say I'm exhausted, but I've really had a lot of fun. It's I really love these lives. Again, same reason, getting to know people, getting to speak to people face to face. Quite a few of the people I already knew, but haven't seen them for a year or two. And just connecting. I really love the idea of connecting, because of the feedback I've got from other people, other Ravers, is that, oh my gosh, I've been watching the Friends of the Swiss Mountain Goat, and now I know the mountain goat. I'm going to go to the Central Coast for my holidays and track him down. Go running along the foreshore or something or other, and go to the Terrigal Trotters and whatever else. It becomes that. It becomes a little bit like parkrun tourism, isn't it? We start having RAV tourism, so people can catch up with these different teams. And that's a really important thing, is if you do travel around, always wear your RAV gear, because there's RAVers in every corner of Australia. And when you do see a RAV at an event, it is like meeting family. It's like, oh my gosh. So excellent. So a couple of
I had one other question. Do you see the fundraising total?
Yeah, we're very darn close, aren't we, to cracking through? I haven't looked at it for a few minutes. Let's go back here. Or have you got it already up in front of you, have you?
I haven't.
Oh, I'm just going to switching back to it. $70,000. 70. Oh, no. Get it. What's this year? It is this year. Oh, my gosh. I looked at that like an hour ago.
Beg your pardon?
Gosh, I said gosh.
It's going to be. We're going to get to. I've known for a little while about a donation which would put us close to 70 grand. So
we are at $70,969,000.
Right. 700.
We're just a fraction shy of $71,000. I swear I looked at that a few hours, like an hour ago. Oh, you tricky trickster. You're doing the Easter bunny, like dropping chocolate everywhere.
Chocolate everywhere. No, we got 70 grand. I thought it'd be nice to see if we can get to 80 now, but I think that might be. Is that a bridge too far, or is that a fair comment?
Oh my gosh! Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm speechless. Why not? 75. Let's go 75. I think. Well, anything's possible. 80 sounds lovely. 80 sounds incredible.
80 sounds wonderful too. Yeah, but 75.
Christmases have come at once. I wanted to get my personal goals this year were to have 180 teams. I had that in my waters from early that I wanted 180 teams, and then $70,000. So, oh my gosh, it's yeah, that's very cool. Thank you, everyone. Gosh, right, that gave me a shock.
Oh, so now the charms and wristbands.
Yes.
That's going to be the question. So for people the medal people, we have to wait until after the 3 days the medals are finished before we can dispatch them, because the charms and wristbands will go out with the medals. But for everyone else, the charms and the wristbands will go out, or they'll be packed today and tomorrow. So they should go out this week. For everyone else, they'll go out sometime next week.
Excellent. So if you're just receiving the wristband and charm, they'll get dispatched first in the next couple of days. But if you're getting a wristband, charm and a medal, it'll get dispatched in a few days' time once the actual numbers are all shut.
Once the numbers are shut, because we can't do those ones until after the final the numbers are shut. Correct, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Excellent. Now, numbers, just to go over it again, your activities have to be done before midnight tonight, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in Western Australia, doesn't matter, it still has to be midnight Australian Eastern Standard Time, which would be probably about 10 p.m. or something in WA. Is that roughly right? But then you'll have 3 days, 72 hours to do manual uploads after midnight tonight. That's just because some people have to do manual uploads. A little bit of delay in making that happen. And then it shuts down. Yep. I'm just making sure I get my facts straight. And donations are staying open till the 30th of September.
Yes, they are.
Wonderful. And is there anything else you want people to be thinking about over these next few days?
Next year's challenge.
Next year's challenge. I've already been receiving messages about, okay, 2025 training program. I'm actually going to do the training for it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Program.
I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm excited for 2025. Every year, everything just keeps getting better. The technology is slowly catching up to what we want to achieve. But like I always say, there's two challenges. There's using the tech and then running 1,300 kilometres as a team. We've already started work on 2025. So we'll be here on the same day. It will be always the same day. It's the 30th of August, 2025. So thank you, Brad, for all your hard work over the last 12 months. It's always an honour to go on this journey with you. And yes, I wish I could play Leanne's video to take us out, but I don't think it's going to work.
Probably won't work now. No.
Okay, then. I will see you a little bit further.
Good night to everyone.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.